Hello everyone, my name is David. Today we are going to take a look at another real tale with you. Usually, when one person hires someone to kill another, they provide all the details such as the target's full address, name, and photo. However, if someone simply says, "Here's the address, kill everyone in the house," what would be the outcome of such a contract? Today's story will reveal how far a person can go in their greed and how they can forget their humanity. This is a story from the city of Gadak in Karnataka. Gadak is a beautiful city known for its music. There lived a family in this city, headed by Parkash. He married a woman named Rukmini in 1990, and they were very happy in their married life. Parkash was a social worker and also pursued his own work. He is a rich person well known in city. Time passed gradually, and a son was born in their house. They named him Vinayak, and were very happy that a child had come into their lives, bringing lots of joy to the home. Then, in 1995, Prakash's wife, Rukmini, passed away. At that time, Vinayak was about 4 or 5 years old, and the house was filled with sorrow. Prakash's relatives suggested that he should remarry so that his son could have a mother. Prakash thought that if he remarried, his son would get a mother, and his childhood wouldn't be spent without one. So he accepted his relatives' suggestion and married a woman named Sunanda. Sunanda treated Vinayak as her own son. Everything was going well, and Vinayak also accepted Sunanda as his mother. In 1997, Sunanda gave birth to a son. Now, the household consisted of Parkash, his wife Sunanda, and their 2 sons. They named their younger son Kartik. When Vinayak and Kartik were young, they played, lived, and studied together very harmoniously. However, as they grew older, differences emerged between them. Despite this, Sunanda never treated Vinayak as a stepson, nor did Parkash ever differentiate between his 2 sons. Parkash always loved Vinayak a little more because he feared that if any thoughts of being a stepchild entered Vinayak's mind, it would cause chaos and destruction in the household. Therefore, he always showered Vinayak with extra love, though Vinayak never felt it. Vinayak always believed that his father loved his younger brother Kartik more. Parkash started gradually giving Vinayak a share of his property, but Vinayak began selling it bit by bit. When Parkash found out, he was furious. He told Vinayak, "I am giving you this property to use for building your future, to start a business, but you are selling it, which will be of no use to anyone. The money will soon be gone." The argument escalated to the point where Vinayak, in anger, left the house. He distanced himself from his father, stepmother, and Kartik, harboring such intense hatred that he began thinking of revenge. He thought, "I will take revenge on them for the wrongs they have done to me." He also harbored greed, believing that all the property should be his. He thought that if the property went to Kartik, he would be left with nothing, and insisted that Kartik had no right to it. Now Vinayak was thinking day and night about how to get all the property in his name. He also said that he wouldn't let Kartik get a hand on the property worth crores. He would keep all the property to himself. Then he thought that if my father is no longer in this world, all the property would be mine. So he made a plan. He thought that if he removed his father, his stepmother, and Kartik from his path, no one would stop him from getting the property. He could use it all as he wished. On April 14, 2024, he met a man named Firoz who lived in the same area. Firoz was a criminal involved in all sorts of wrongdoings. Vinayak went to him and said that he wanted to give him a contract for killing 3 people. He wanted Firoz to kill those 3 people. Firoz agreed, but demanded 6.5 million rupees in return. Vinayak agreed, thinking that if he got rid of the 3 people, all the property would be his, so paying 6.5 million rupees wouldn't be a problem. And Vinayak also said that this murder should look like that robbers had come here and they were looting the house. When the family members saw them, they killed the entire family. He knew that there was a lot of cash and jewelry in the house, so he told Firoz that whatever cash and jewelry he finds in the house would be his. Additionally, he would give him 6.5 million rupees, and whatever else he finds in the house, he could keep as a bonus. Then Firoz started planning how he would enter the house and kill the people. He thought there were 3 people in the house and he couldn't do it alone. So he recruited at least 7 people into his team and told them that they had to kill 3 people. There was a lot of cash in the house, and they would also get additional money and valuables. Everyone agreed. Vinayak only showed Firoz his house, saying that this was the house where 3 people lived and they had to be killed. But Vinayak didn't live there, nor did anyone else, so he didn't think it necessary to provide their photos. Then on April 17th, it was the engagement ceremony of Vinayak's younger brother Kartik, but Vinayak did not attend because he had left the house and neither spoke to nor wanted to see them. Many people had come, many friends were there. Everyone was happy, including Kartik. After the engagement, many people left, and some stayed. On April 18th, those who had stayed also left, except for 3 people who had come from other city in Karnataka. They were Sunanda's family members from her maternal home, a man named Parshuram, a woman named Lakshmi, and their daughter Akanksha. They stayed there. Those 3 people set out to go home and left for the railway station at 7 p.m. However, there was a lot of traffic, so they were delayed in reaching the station, and by the time they arrived, their train had already left. They called home to inform them that they had missed the train and were coming back. Sunanda said it was okay and that they would book the next day's train for them. They returned home at 8:30 p.m., making a total of 6 people in the house. Vinayak had no idea that there were now 6 people in the house instead of 3. That day, Firoz called to inform the Vinayak that they were going to attack the house. He said, "Okay, go ahead with the attack and inform me later." Neither the person who ordered the attack nor the attackers knew there were 6 people in the house. Firoz and his associates broke into the house and saw 2 people sleeping. It was the couple who had missed their train. Firoz brutally attacked them, resulting in their deaths. They proceeded and found another person sleeping and killed them too. And person was Kartik. They thought there were only 3 people in the house. However, they heard noises coming from another room. When they went to check, they found a door that was locked from the inside. Firoz said, "Leave this door," and then went to another room to check. There, a girl was sleeping, and he killed her too. Then he said, "We have killed everyone in the house. Leave anyone who is in this room because if they see us or escape, they will report us to the police and we will be caught." Parkash and his wife were awake at the time because Parkash had gone to the bathroom, and his wife was also awake. When Firoz and his accomplices attacked the others, they sensed something was wrong from the noise and quickly locked their room door from the inside. Parkash and his wife then called the police, who arrived quickly. As soon as they entered, they were shocked to see dead bodies everywhere. They knocked on Parkash and Sunanda's door, identifying themselves as police, and the door was opened. The police inspected the house and saw that everything was scattered around. They assumed it might have been a house with valuables, and the culprits fled after looting. They asked Parkash if he had any enemies because if it were just a robbery, they wouldn't have killed everyone. The police also mentioned that the way the culprits knocked on their door suggested they knew them beforehand and intended to harm them. Parkash replied that they had no enemies, but they had a fight with their elder son, who had left the house. The police then started tracking Vinayak's phone number and investigating his history. They found 2 suspicious numbers linked to Vinayak that were active on the night of the attack on Prakash's house. When the police traced the number, they discovered that it belonged to Firoz, who was most wanted individual involved in numerous criminal activities. His name was associated with every illegal act. He committed thefts, murders, and more. Once the police realized this, their shock turned to certainty. They went to Vinayak's house and interrogated him. They had also assigned the task of finding Firoz to other officers. Then police found Firoz, and he revealed information about his accomplices to the police. Many people were hiding in different areas. The police managed to locate and apprehend them, bringing them to Karnataka. When they interrogated Firoz, he disclosed everything to the police, including that Vinayak had hired them to kill 3 people in the house. However, they didn't know there were more people inside. They killed everyone they encountered, believing they were to eliminate all occupants. If Parkash and his wife had opened the door at that time, they would have been killed too. Firoz revealed that Vinayak was very envious of his brother and wanted all the property to be in his name alone, with nothing left for his mother and stepbrother. Driven by jealousy, he planned to eliminate them, but it resulting in the deaths of 4 innocent people. The police sentenced Vinayak to life imprisonment. He gained nothing for himself, as he would now spend the rest of his life in prison, and he left his brother dead. Only his elderly parents remain, who will live out their days in grief. Vinayak took the lives of 3 people who were unaware of his plans. This incident teaches us never to act out of greed or anger, as it can lead to lifelong regret. So, this was today's story. Thank you for joining us on this journey today. We hope you enjoyed the content and found it valuable.